And public transit advocates are staging a last-ditch effort to get the state to support bus and train systems in the Bay Area to keep them from running out of money.
Today in Oakland and San Francisco, they held mock funeral marches to highlight the threat. And John Ramos has the story.
With revenues down and federal emergency money running out, transit agencies are appealing to the state to come up with the money to keep them operating. And they're not exactly being subtle in their approach. The 19th Street BART station was quiet as a tomb on this morning, and up on the street, advocates staged a mock funeral procession. It's part of an effort to pressure Gavin Newsom to offer more subsidies to keep public transit from plunging over a fiscal cliff.
It would just be like a downward spiral of all of our transit agencies in the Bay, and, it would just be so much harder to get around.
Imagine if no one can take BART. Imagine if half the people who take BART now have to get in cars. Traffic's going to be catastrophic.
You don't have to imagine. That's already happened. 3 years after the pandemic shutdown, BART is still missing more than 60% of its previous ridership, and fare revenue is only supplying about 25% of the cost of service. Transit agencies in the area have burned through most of the emergency funds provided by the federal government, and AC Transit Board Director Jean Walsh says her bus system needs support from the state to keep what riders they now have.
If we cut funding now, that means we cut service. And when we cut service, fewer people ride. And when fewer people ride, we cut service more. Fewer people ride, it's the death spiral.
Later in the afternoon, a similar death march proceeded down Market Street in San Francisco. Here, the pressure is on Muni, which is still trying to recover ridership, hampered by the switch to remote work and businesses leaving the city.
The epicenter of all of this advocacy is right here in San Francisco, because Muni, BART, AC Transit are the three most vulnerable agencies in the entire state of California.
Muni Director Jeffrey Tumlin says travel patterns have changed dramatically.